Yo, what is going on guys? Houndish here, and today Trials of Osiris is back for another weekend, and this week we are on Twilight Gap, which is a pretty interesting map. It's also pretty cool as well, because last week we had the Frontier, which is actually the bottom side of kind of like a bigger map. Twilight Gap is supposed to be the top, and Frontier is the bottom. Obviously there's some kind of unit transportation thing going on here, but that's kind of unrelated, but it's kind of cool as well. So anyway, Twilight Gap is an interesting map, and I didn't really know what to expect playing Trials on this map when I first heard about it. I thought really it would be a sniper dominant map, and most people do use snipers, but there are also a lot of very good engagements for people who like to use shotguns and stuff like that. And the last word is a very good weapon on this map as well, because obviously if you're sniping, you've got that long range, and then there's a lot of kind of close range tunnels and things like that. Your only real threat, if you are using the last word, becomes shotguns. Obviously that's a skill thing, but it's cool because it amplifies the playstyle of using things like the last word. So either way, I would recommend having some pretty solid close range defense options, because people do like to get aggressive on this map, and I really thought the engagements would kind of consist of sniping kind of from one spawn to the other in this kind of middle area. But a lot of the time people do push up into the rooms on the side and kind of use the tunnels to get a little bit closer, and to avoid as well having to engage those long sniper lines of sight, which can be very standoffish and a little bit tricky as well. So if you are sniping, you need to know the common kind of lanes and everything like that, the engagement spaces from spawn to spawn. People like to use the ledges and boxes, as you can see, as cover, so kind of know where to expect them if you want to kind of engage there. Obviously this depends on your skill level and how comfortable you are as a sniper, but if you are kind of less experienced and you keep losing gunfights in specific areas, then really you don't want to be challenging in that same place more than a couple of times if you do lose out. So that's something to bear in mind. Now if you are playing with shotguns, it really needs to be, you know, used for some very good pushes. Don't kind of warrior people, do anything crazy. You need to have kind of good opportunities, get a couple of people down and kind of use it as close range defense or to stop reses, things like that. Obviously, like I said, we've got all of these kind of smaller engagement spaces and tunnels and things like that, so it's something to kind of bear in mind. Another thing about kind of team play on this map as well would be to prioritize reses. Don't kind of split up too much unless you really have to, because there's a ton of bad res positions that kind of the enemy team can just camp on orbs and things like that. So you just need to be kind of careful about how you split up and spread out, because if everyone is kind of resed and can sit on your orb, it can be pretty tricky depending on where it is, you know, to kind of do anything in that situation. There aren't necessarily like straight lines of sight you can snipe at in all of the locations, because there are some different kind of levels on this map. So that's just something to think about. And in terms of heavies, now you can push the heavies on this map pretty damn well. It's not one of those maps where kind of you have one heavy that's to your spawn and most people kind of stick there. People do like to push different heavies quite a lot on this map, so that's something to think about. The seaside spawn actually has a pretty big advantage to push, because you're above kind of their heavy position and you can just kind of push at them, throw grenades down there and everything like that. A spawn doesn't have as much of an advantage if you want to actually push, but of course from the A spawn you can snipe straight into the C spawn where their heavy is pretty effectively, which can definitely make a big difference. If you have a good sniper who can get in that position, if you are going to your own heavy, you can get at least one or two of them out potentially, depending on how good your sniper is. So that's pretty, you know, interesting, something to think about. But overall I really enjoy this map. It supports kind of different playstyles, whether you're a sniper or whether you like to shotgun, and kind of, yeah, there's kind of more flexibility in the map. It's just deciding and being very careful about when you use different playstyles on this map. But anyway guys, I hope you have found this interesting. Let me know down below what you think of the Twilight Gap being a Trials map, because I think it's pretty damn cool. Let me know if you've gone flawless and if any of these tips have helped, or if you have any tips for other people as well. I'm sure that'd be pretty useful in the comments for people kind of watching this video. But anyway, have an absolutely awesome weekend inside of Trials of Osiris and over the holidays and all of that funky stuff. If you are new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button to see a lot more Destiny content. But for now, you guys take it easy, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace out.